Hi guys, welcome back to Tottenham Transfer Talk. Obviously this is a series where I inform you guys on all rumours and speculations regarding Spurs. Getting straight into the first thing I'm going to talk about today in this video is ex-Spurs legend Gareth Bale. Obviously he is at Real Madrid and he's not having the best time there. He's kind of fallen out with obviously the coach Zinedine Zidane. Zidane came out the other day and actually said that they're trying their hardest to try and get him out of the club and find him a new team. So it's very obvious that Zidane's not a big fan of Bale and really wants him to move. And obviously, if you ask any Spurs fan across the world, they would obviously love Gareth Bale back at the club, including myself. I wasn't lucky enough to see him for that long growing up, but I did see a bit of him and he was just brilliant. And I know so many Spurs fans were so sad when he left. So that, this could be an opportunity to bring him back. But the thing that just doesn't do it for me is obviously the wages that he's going to want to be on at Tottenham. I'm not sure if we can afford to give him as much money as he wants probably at Spurs. For me, I don't think it's likely that he's going to come to Spurs. I know Bayern are linked with him. I know Man United are linked with him. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Gareth Bale. Personally, I think Zidane's being a bit disrespectful, I think, of Bale by saying that they just want him out of the club straight away, because when you think about it, Bale won them the Champions League 2 seasons ago when they beat Liverpool, scoring 2 goals, and that incredible overhead kick by Bale. He's won several Champions Leagues with them. He's won a few La Ligas as well. So he is definitely a winner. And yeah, I just think it's a bit disrespectful, Zinedine Zidane. But yeah, it'll be interesting to hear what you guys have to think. So that's enough of moving on to Pochettino. Obviously, we played our first pre-season game yesterday against Juventus. We managed to win 3-2 in the last minute, thanks to a Harry Kane worldie from the halfway line. Brilliant goal. Poch came out and spoke about Tanguy and Bale, who had a very impressive debut, I thought. I didn't actually manage to watch the game as I was out busy. But I have watched the highlights, and from the highlights, he looked very solid. I saw a stat like he's made 1 pass and he's already got more assists than Jorginho in his whole Premier League career, which I think is hilarious. And it really does show the future that Ndombele does have at the club. But Poch came out yesterday after the game and said we're not expecting too much from him, as we expect him to take time to adapt to the Premier League style, etc. Because he's just obviously come from the French league where it's a bit slower pace. Poch coming out and saying that we don't expect much from him, despite a brilliant debut that he had yesterday. And he doesn't want to put much pressure on him, so the fans shouldn't expect much from him, which I think is quite good from Poch to say so. And Ndombele hopefully doesn't feel any pressure at all, because I don't think he should need to feel any pressure, because he's only played 1 game for us. And yes, it was amazing. It was a very good debut with that brilliant assist to set up Mora. But yeah, personally, I think what Poch said, I think, was the right thing to say. Hopefully he doesn't get under too much pressure in Ndombele if he maybe starts to have a few bad games, because I don't expect him to play amazing every game. As long as he gives 100%, I'm happy. I don't expect him to play amazing every game. And I'm sure there will be a few games where he is quite quiet. And basically, Poch is saying to just relax, be patient with him, which I think is the right thing to say. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think? Well, personally, I think we should give Ndombele time if he doesn't adapt very quickly to the Premier League. But all I know is I'm excited to see him live in that Spurs shirt, controlling the midfield with Musa Sissoko. The last thing I'm going to talk about is Jan Vertonghen. He has not committed to a new contract at the club, and his contract will expire next July. So next season could be his last season at the club. It'll be very, very sad to see him go. I think he's been such a big part of Spurs the last few years. I think he's very loyal to the club. He came, I believe, in 2012. So he's been here for nearly about 7-8 years now. So he's been a great servant to the club, and it will be a real shame to see him go. I really don't want to see him go. If you're a Spurs fan watching this, let me know. Do you want to see Jan Vertonghen go? To me, that's just a silly question. 100%. I would just 100% keep him, but I guess it's all up to the player if he wants to sign a new contract. Also, talking about new contracts, this will be the last thing I mention is Toby Alderweireld. Obviously, the same situation. He hasn't signed a new contract, and any player can come in. Any team can come in for him up to the last 2 weeks of the transfer window, and they could get him only for £25 million, which I think if someone gets Toby Alderweireld for £25 million, that's an absolute bargain, because to me he's worth about 60 to 70 million pounds. I think he's a world-class defender, and to lose him for 25 mil will be a shame, but the Spurs are in a really hard predicament. So do we keep him for maybe another year? So just have Toby Alderweireld for another year, but then next year he can go on a free, so it could get even worse, and we won't be able to get any money for Toby Alderweireld. Or do we just cash in and just get the 25 million this summer? Personally, I think whenever I see him on the ball and just at Spurs games, he always looks quite happy at the club. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that Tottenham transfer talk from today. Obviously, I didn't mention it at the start, but as you can tell, I am outside. I thought I'd do an episode of Tottenham transfer talk from the outside. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Come on, you Spurs.